everyone, your designers are here.
I'm Anita with Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
And we have tips and tricks and decorating advice for you. So let's get started.
This is episode 36. Today we're talking about laundry rooms.
Oh, good. I need to.
That's fun, I think.
I need some advice about my laundry room.
Aren't you getting ready to redo yours, Kelly?
I am, and I can't wait. But before we throw in a load of laundry, ladies, let me tell you about our sponsor for today's episode. We've got a really special opportunity for our listeners. So it's canvaspeople.com.
Oh, I love them.
Canvaspeople.com. Yeah, it's a service that transforms your photos into beautiful canvas prints. So you can preserve your memories. They're not sitting in a book or on your phone. You can put them up on the wall or out on the table. All their products are made in the U.S., and they are so excited to be sponsors of Decorating Tips and Tricks. They have a special opportunity for our listeners. You can get a totally free 11 by 14 canvas print.
Really?
Totally free, except for shipping. You have to just pay your
crazy.
shipping. I know. So it's great for Mother's Day, a graduation gift, Father's Day. They also have pillows and mugs, with the photos on them on their site. But the canvas is what is the free offer. So one free 11 by 14. All you have to do is pay the shipping.
Oh, that's
And you're going to want to use the code decorating at their site, canvaspeople.com, and we'll put that in the show notes for you.
Can I just tell you how easy they are to order? I just ordered one, and beautiful. And you can have black and white ones, or you can choose a sepia, or they even have color enhancement. And I chose a color one. Very, very easy to order. And what I loved about it is they have a wraparound canvas that goes around the frame, so you don't see the frame. It's just a beautiful
that's nice.
canvas.
And that's my preference as a photographer. I love the wraparounds. They're
I do too. And I also ordered a frame. You can order a frame that goes with your canvas. Very, very reasonable.
Yeah, and they have the different depths too. You can get a real one that's it's deep, or one that's not so deep on that. So
and you can see we really love our sponsors. This is a good company and a really great deal for our listeners.
Yeah, so fun. So I hope you all take advantage of that. Again, it's one free 11 by 14 canvas, and you're going to use the code decorating at canvaspeople.com, and you can thank them, a la Decorating Tips and Tricks. So now let's get in the laundry room.
All righty. Well, I think the way you approach a laundry room really depends a lot on how much space you have, because I know some people have really just a closet for just a stacking washer dryer. And in that case, there's really not, a lot you can do there. But most people have a little more space than that. So we're going to be talking about what you can do in there. And this brought up kind of a discussion for me because in our new house, there's a counter in my laundry room. It's about 4 feet wide. And the big argument was whether or not to put a sink in. My husband was really pushing for the sink, which I thought was odd considering he's probably spent all of 15 minutes in the laundry room in 4 years.
It's not a place he frequents often.
I'm just saying I have yet to run into him in there.
Okay, gotcha.
So I don't even know why the man had an opinion about whether there should be a sink in there. But I'm just saying I voted for not a sink in mine because I have about 4 feet, which is really about the right length to fold pants and towels and that sort of thing. And had I put a sink in there, I wouldn't have room for that. So I think you really need to be thinking about, are you going to need a sink more or folding space? And I've got a sink across the hall, so I chose not to. But in an old house, we did not have room for it. We just had the sink next to the washer dryer. So the sink really made sense because had I not used the sink, there wouldn't have been enough room to really fold anything anyway. So just keep that in mind on whether or not you even want a sink in there.
Anita, that's a really good point. Now, in my laundry room, we just did our laundry room maybe about 6 months ago, and I opted for a sink. We have a little space, and I don't have a lot of room to fold, but I like the idea of a utility sink in there. And when we first had our house built, we had a really deep, one of those real utility sinks that, aren't too fancy. And because we paint and I do decorative painting and we have dogs, that really came in handy. We opted for a deep sink when we did the remodel, and it actually has a nice cupboard underneath of it. And I use that a lot. And I also use my laundry room as a place when I have a large group of people for dinner, or I have holiday dinner. I also use it to stack all my dirty dishes so it doesn't overwhelm my kitchen. So I did go with that. And here's another,
like a butler's pantry.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And here's another thing.
Yeah, I think the point you're saying, just let me just pause for just a second here.
Sure.
And to say, I think the point that we're making here is not to put a sink or not put a sink, but really think about how you're using your laundry room. And that's going to really determine what you put in there and what makes sense for you. Go ahead, Yvonne.
Right.
In my dream laundry room, I would have one of those pet washing stations.
Oh yeah. Those are great.
I love those.
Well,
and
you
I
need one.
I would. I know. I would forego the sink to have
Are
that.
you giving Emmett a hint? Because he really needs to be groomed. I think he's giving me the side eye here,
But
wondering what you're talking about.
Is
she talking about me?
We have dogs here that like to roll in the farmland. So
The derriere?
they get groomed, but sometimes they need a good washing in between.
Yeah. No, we definitely wash Emmett in between his professional groomings. I am in the midst of, actually right now as we speak, if you can hear some banging, we are working on the barn, and in the barn is going to be my laundry room. We just don't have room in house for a laundry room.
Of a walk is it to the barn then for you to do your laundry? So you'll have to haul it all out there and bring it back.
Well, remember I put up those cafe lights? 50 feet.
Well, here's the deal. You need to either get
I know it's 50 feet of light, so it's about 50 feet.
You either need to get a golf cart.
A golf cart for 50 feet?
A laundry or a shopping cart, or rig up some kind of laundry chute.
Oh,
you guys are so funny. I've been doing
a pulley system.
There you go.
I just put a big line. No, I've been doing that. I mean, it's been, oh my gosh, let's call it unadorned. Well, it's been awful, really. The washer and the dryer have been sitting just on the cement floor, amongst boxes and Christmas ornaments and all the stuff that we just haven't had room to or places to put yet. For the 18 months we've lived here, so it's really not a problem. I have bags or a basket, and I just haul it back and forth, and it's really not a big deal.
It's great exercise.
It's great exercise, and I'm so looking forward to having a laundry room. I've actually, when I think about it, I don't think I've ever had a separate laundry room before.
And what a treat! Then now you'll be excited.
Yeah, in the house we built right before we moved here, I had it in the big washer dryer in a bifold closet. In the house in Southampton, they were just in the basement, in an unfinished basement, so that was kind of a hassle. And then in the house right before here, I had my washer and dryer right in the kitchen. There was sort of an L-shaped, we had an L-shaped kitchen, and so they were right under the
European
counter.
Thing with the washer dryer in your kitchen, then.
Exactly, and I actually have. If we can talk about the machinery for a moment, I actually have European a brand of washer and dryer, and this is my second set of them, and I absolutely love.
I think this is so interesting.
Yeah, the Miele. That's what I have.
And the other thing I was going to bring up when we're talking about equipment, because I have the front loads that I love because they really wring out that extra water. I think I have Samsung, but I just got a new dryer that has a steam cycle. So if your clothes are really wrinkled, you know how you put them in that extra cycle just to get the wrinkles out, but this adds steam to them, so it's supposed to really get those wrinkles out. So I'm very excited
I have that
about
too, Anita, and I love it.
Oh, so it works well? Because it's in
does.
The mountains, so
I mean, I have one that has so many
yet.
bells and whistles on it, and I use all of them. And my washer has a sanitize setting, which I love.
The silver setting.
Yes. And I even have a setting because the newer front load washers tend to get that mildewy smell. And I even have a cycle that gets rid of that. I've had so many of my blog readers ask, how do you get rid of the smell? And, I'm not sure other than I use that cycle and it's fine.
Well, Yvonne, let me add this to what you're saying. I've never had the problem with the smell.
Yeah, I've not either.
But the reason is because I never shut that door all the way unless it's in use. So if we're leaving for a while, or if we're not going to be using the washing machine for a while, I actually get a paper towel in that rubber fitting around, in the seal, and get out any water, and so make sure it's completely dry in there. So
that is a fabulous tip.
So do not
Guess what
shut
I'm
that
doing
door.
next time. Mm-hmm.
Don't shut that door if you're not, because I think that's how the smell gets in there, is by shutting that door. And I've had these washer and dryers for at least probably 5 years or so, and I've never had an issue. So keep that door open.
Oh, that's smart. That's a good idea.
Now,
I actually didn't do that here because I was afraid like a squirrel would get in it or something.
Yes, I would definitely be afraid of that.
Now that I'm battening
or
down
a
my
cat
hatches,
or something. Yes.
I can do it. Yeah.
Well, they can get out then. Well, another thing.
Unless it's sleeping, you put the laundry in really quick. I did want to ask you, when we're talking about, I know we both have Samsungs, Anita. Did you go with the extra drawer on the bottom or not?
I did, because I didn't need to use the top as a countertop. So I did get the stands. I don't use those drawers, but I do like that I don't have to lean over so far. What about you?
That's why I got it, so I don't have to keep bending. And I love the drawers. And actually, I do put things in the drawers. The only thing is I'm not a fan. This is confession time. When I fold laundry, I have to watch television.
Okay.
I hate
Don't
to
you
fold
listen
laundry.
to
I listen to
I
podcasts,
do.
my dear.
You must listen to
Oh,
podcasts.
my goodness. I don't
listen
even want to hear this.
podcasts, but I watch
What
the
is she talking about?
This
What?
heresy.
I watch the cooking channel when I'm folding laundry. I do not. Laundry is like my least favorite thing to do. I love having the smell of clean clothes. I do like hanging laundry on the line, believe it or not. But I do not like to fold. And so I have to watch the cooking channel. So it's like my little treat if I'm a good girl and fold everything well. I just take in a basket to my family room. And so I don't need a place to fold the laundry in my laundry room.
Oh, right.
But I love not bending over.
Frees you up.
Yeah, that's right. But when I'm doing laundry, I am listening to decorating tips and tricks. So I'm just going to put that
Now
out
that's
there.
That's a shameless plug, but
It
yes,
is the
it's
truth.
true.
It is
Those
the
girls
truth.
make me laugh. Oh my gosh! Can I get back to my machinery,
Yes,
please?
of
that I didn't get to
course.
finish?
Sorry,
ahead,
circle
my dear.
back.
Yeah, you and your big Samsungs. Okay, I got some lean, mean German machines. I tend to the German. My husband's German. I mean, not like
there you go.
not like super German. I mean, he was born here.
We
but
have
just.
a German vehicle, so there you go.
Oh, there. Okay, so I mean, they don't kid around. So the Milas that I have
they're
is
really
my
into
second
that
set.
performance. So yeah.
Yes,
I'm
high
so
performance.
interested. Yes.
Okay, when the man came to level, install it and level it, he was like, "Oh, I'm putting it." They're very particular. They come in their pristine outfit, and he was very put off that he was putting it out in this like makeshift situation with like the water,
barn?
the water tube is like hung up on the ceiling and coming down. I'm like, don't worry, we're getting to this. This is phase 12 of my restoration. It'll be all right. But he was like, oh, okay. So when he aligned it, and he said, you want to make sure you pack this tight. If you think you can't put one more thing in, stuff one more thing in. That's how these machines work
I love
best.
this.
Because they're small, right? Is that they're sort
It's
of
24 inches wide and it's counter height. So it was
Kelly,
perfect.
I wish I had
goodness.
known about this, because at the mountains, I had an old, we just bought the house and we rented out. So I had a standard size, dryer, the old kind. And I went with the Samsung with the front load. Well, I guess the both. Yeah, obviously all dryers are front load. But anyway, one of the round ones, like that match the front load.
Well,
washers,
those big machines, I mean, they look like you're getting into like the cockpit of a rocket or something when you open that up.
like a
and
time
it's
machine.
it's on the stand.
The point I want to make is our door, once we change out the washing machine, we will no longer be able to open the door. Because the point I want to make is if someone's changing out one of the older washer dryers for these new Samsung tile, or maybe even a different brand, just make sure you really have room for that door to clear. And so your brand, is it Miele? How do you pronounce it?
Miele.
Miele. Is that right?
Like Sheila. Miele.
Okay. So the Miele, would probably fit much better. I wish I had thought about that. That would
Oh,
have been
they're
great.
tiny,
Yes.
and they're European sized. And in Europe, I mean, obviously people have houses and country homes and all of that, but a lot of people live in smaller spaces than they do in the U.S. or in apartments or a situation in the city dwelling, and so that's really what these are for. It even has an option which I went for, and I think I'm going to stick with it, where the water can compress through a little tank that you just pull out. So I pull, instead of the water just, it's almost like saving gray water. Instead of the water just flowing back in and going, wherever it goes, into the drains and far away, I pull it out. I do it after every load. Sometimes it's not full. But I pull it out and I walk over to my plants and I water them.
Oh, so you can save that water.
You're such a garden girl.
Well, is that okay with the soap in it? Is that going to mess your plants up?
Well, it's from the dryer.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see now. Oh, great.
It's from the dryer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyway, they're a set. They used to come in stainless as well, and that's what I had in my house in San Marino before we moved to Pasadena, and that looked great because I had all stainless appliances. So, and it was right in the kitchen. The countertop just, it was the same level, just went right over them. The thing is, you do have to. I mean, I'm a small person. I have to definitely squat, or even like I'll just kneel down and stuff them in.
Oh, okay.
And so you definitely you have to have take that into consideration.
But that
if you
would
don't
be great
like doing
for
that.
a small apartment or studio apartment or something.
A
That
small
would be
house.
fabulous.
And they're just electric. You just plug them right in. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. We're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold at the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months.
But something I've added recently to my laundry room is one of those stand-up steamers. not associated with the dryer, but a steamer for my clothes.
Ironing,
because,
to iron.
Yeah, instead of ironing. And I'm loving that. So I'm pretty
It's so
excited
funny
about
that you should say that. I was volunteering over the weekend at the thrift store where I volunteer with my girls. And it's a charity thrift store. And it's mostly clothes. And so a lot of the stuff comes in, stuffed in bags and shopping bags. And there are steamers there. And all the women or like after I, except we rotate steamer duty. You mark the cash register, you merchandise, you do steamer duty. So I was my next job was steamer duty, and the woman just finished. She's like, after I've been steaming here, I got a steamer for home because I can't believe what a difference it makes.
Well, I'm loving mine, so I'm very excited about that. So if you don't have one, you might try one.
We have a
everyone
small
at
one
the thrift store is buying a steamer.
Yeah,
so it must be good.
Yeah. So and it's got a place to hang your clothes. So that's something I recommend. And then obviously we all, if you have room, I think having a rack to hang your clothes, because obviously best practices, pull those out when they're slightly damp, hang them up.
Yes.
I'm not going to say I do this a lot, but I know I'm supposed to.
But even the napkins, because I like to use cloth napkins. If you pull them out a little damp and just flatten them out, it's so much easier than having this little rumpled ball.
Well, here's another thing. I have a rack that pulls out from my wall. So it has a nice shelf on it, and you can pull it out. And even if my dishcloths get a little damp, before I even throw them into a laundry basket, which I have in my laundry room, I want to dry them out. I don't want to put a damp dishcloth or a dish towel in my laundry basket in the laundry room. So I use that. But I have a big drying rack because we have a door that goes to the outside in our laundry room, and I put that on the patio. So I've just been so spoiled because I really love to sun dry clothes.
If you've got stains, that's really good for. I've had some dye stains from some of these old grain sacks, and some things that were not going to come out any other way, but I put them out in the sun, and boy, that really, if there's some stain that's not coming out, you can get them out there. And then also, I should share, I have a new linen lady that I buy linens from, and she has some fabulous tips for getting stains out. But anyway, that's...
Oh, why don't you share that in the show notes?
Yeah, we'll talk.
That's awesome.
Oh, we could do a whole linen episode.
But here I have a problem. There you go.
Anita just woke up.
I do have a little problem, though, with my laundry room.
What?
And it's pretty functional. It's more function over fabulous. It is a little fabulous, but it's not like some of these ones that you see on Pinterest that just look like you could, pull up a chair and live in that room. I have to really work on keeping it organized because it's so easy for it to get cluttered.
Well, it's like a collecting room, right? There's stuff coming in all the time.
It's those task rooms that you do something in for one purpose, and like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do with these 3 handbags till I go upstairs, and they get put in there and then sort of forgotten. So I really have to work at keeping it organized.
Hey, I have a question, which is maybe when did the big switch over from the top loading to the front loading happen? And is it efficiency only?
No, it's looks. Don't you think they look better?
Well, I also think it's ease. I think they're much easier to load than the top.
Yeah, okay. And you can run a counter over them as opposed to obviously
you cannot
run a counter over the top loaders.
Well, if you have the stands, you absolutely cannot. And I have a tip for that, and then we'll get back to this. I have 2 big baskets that I put up on top of it, one on the washer and one on the dryer, and I keep like hangers in it, and the other one I have a robotic floor cleaning system, and I keep that in there, so it can hold a lot if you put it big enough baskets, because that's a great place to store things. Now let's circle back to what you were saying about how long ago did we go to these big new type of
I think
at first that was just
5
really
or 6 years ago was my first set. But also, they wring the water out so well. So I think they're really...
Yeah, they're clearly more efficient.
Yes.
So my first set of those was probably, like 14 years ago. But I mean, always growing up, it was like you opened the top of the laundry. And I think the front loads were always commercial ones.
Well, I think it's just kind of the new look where everybody... Yeah, I mean, I think they've always been around, but then they just got really hot because people suddenly realized, hey, I want all these cool, industrial looking appliances, restaurant grade looking appliances in my kitchen. I want them in, these cool looking appliances in my laundry room as well. I mean, people really started looking to upgrade those utilitarian rooms. So,
Yeah. But I think efficiency might be the number one driver.
Well, that's an issue too, for sure. Yeah,
so they do wring them out much better.
So I think one of the things that I think you can do if you wanted something functional but very pretty for your laundry room, is to have one of these big glass jars full of your laundry soap that you scoop out with a teacup. And I got that idea from Yvonne.
Yes, I do. I have.
You must be listening to the podcast because she talked about that.
I've seen it on her blog too, and she's got this homemade laundry soap. So tell us about it.
I do, and it's very efficient. It works well. You do not need a lot. The issue is I think people over suds, let's say,
right?
Their
and you have to be careful about that in the new washing machines.
Absolutely,
you don't want it to over suds.
Absolutely, and it cleans very, very well. And I'll put that in the show notes. And I keep that in a big glass canister.
And like is it a natural?
With a teacup.
Is it natural?
Well, I wouldn't say it's natural, no, because there are some things that are in it that are not natural.
Well, it looks pretty.
It cleans very, very well.
Okay. Well,
I use those little tabby things.
Those what?
Oh, the little
pods?
The little pods.
Pellets or whatever. Yeah, the pods.
Yeah, the pods.
I've seen those.
Yeah, I don't think those are natural either, but
it's like the. It's
Well,
It's
sometimes I put them in the girls' lunch.
No,
they're not natural.
Washing machine,
Yeah. I think actually they're poisonous.
Yeah, they don't look natural.
Yeah,
they're not grown on trees
keep those away
anywhere.
from the little guys. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just went for ease of use under my curtain situation because sometimes the light didn't even work, and so I'd be coming out at night and like, oh, this is not great.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't want to have to measure anything. Just grab one of those and pop it in. But I might have to, because I love the idea of the big glass jar with the pretty. Homemade detergent with the teacup in there. I mean, that's just so.
And
so darling.
Kelly, it makes tons, and it's so economical.
Well, I'm going to do that then.
I actually make it in a big contractor grade outdoor garbage bag.
Oh wow! Okay, I'm gonna explore that for sure. Hey, so I as I said, I'm doing this laundry room now, and I'll put that link to the sink I'm thinking about in the show notes. It's so cool, and I hope it'll work out. I really want to get it. It's from Rejuvenation. Do you guys know Rejuvenation?
No, tell me about it.
Well, it's a shop they have a brick and mortar shop not too far from me in Culver City, but you've probably gotten their catalog. It has great reproductions and definitely of the moment, but period look for a lot of the different arts and crafts and Victorian and mid-century. So it's very cool. But there's this sink, which is they call it like their bucket sink, and it's very industrial looking. I mean, it looks like something that might be in a janitor's closet, but I'm just in love with it.
Kelly, does it hang on the wall?
Yeah, it does.
I've seen those. They are, I'm in love with those too.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to do that with the gray trim, but you guys can let me know. Oh, I'm just looking at it on site. It's made in Germany as well. So maybe I'll just.
You have something for German.
Wasn't your husband made in Germany as well?
My husband, well, he was. Let's just say there was a night in Germany, but he was actually born here in America. It's called the ALAPE, ALAPE bucket sink, and they have it in blue trim or gray trim. I'm going to check that out. But I had another idea because my room is going to be sort of on the narrow side, but I have these small machines, so they don't protrude very far from the wall. So I'm thinking in running a counter and then one end having this sink, which I mean you could put something under it, but probably a basket because it's not really made to sit into a counter or a cabinet. And then what do you think about this idea? At the other end, I have this old dresser that was in one of the girls' rooms, and we can't fit it in there now. And I
love where you're going.
Oh, stick with me. And I'm going to. It has 5 drawers, so I was going to paint it, and then maybe I don't want to be too cutesy, but maybe put everyone's initial on one of the drawers.
Oh, that's
and
a
that
good idea.
could be their clean clothes.
Their pickup station.
Pickup
I
station.
love that idea. That would save
And I have
you
to be careful
so much
not to
work.
say I have a pickup station in my house because some people could take that the wrong way.
I love that idea.
But you know what'll happen? No one will ever pick it up.
You know,
No,
I
they
was
don't.
going to
No.
tell
And
this
I was
little
gonna-
story on Bobby.
Oh, yeah.
His mother did the same
Bobby,
thing.
don't listen to this.
I know, don't listen to this part, Bobby. His mother did the same thing she had 3 children, so growing up she did the same thing she did. She washed, she dried, and she put their clothes in piles, but they had to go put them away. Bob's entire wardrobe was down in the basement. He never, and his mother wouldn't take them upstairs. So he just rifled through everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
so you
and
just have to train your girls. Well, you
Well,
sound
and
like your girls
So
wouldn't
Bobby
do
would
that.
just go get dressed downstairs.
He would just go down to the basement and find everything.
Well, see,
That's
my
exactly
daughter-
right.
Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quinn's. I love every item Quinn's offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their ultra stretch super wide leg pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quinn's. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quinn's offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy-to-reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health: potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
My daughter, I would do all her clothes, and then she has a caregiver that comes over and helps her. It's my daughter with Down syndrome, so I put her clean clothes in a basket, and I would put it in the room. But my daughter is a neat freak, and so every time she would see that basket, I'm sure she would go, "Oh, these are clothes. These go in the laundry room." She would take every one of those clean clothes and throw it in the floor with, on, especially if there was something wet in the laundry room, all her clean clothes would go on top of like a wet towel. So now
she's trying to be helpful.
She was trying to help me, and it was just so anyway, I've had
we have stories about clothes,
yeah,
about laundry
so
room
anyway,
and clothes.
yeah, we've had to go a different direction, but yeah, so just
Well, that's my family
so
love
it's
your
a
idea.
nice,
laundry
it's nice
room.
in theory, Kelly. It might work in your house. I don't know. You do have girls.
Yeah, and
I
I love
love
to
that idea.
I love to use everything, and it breaks my heart to have to get rid of this dresser, and I'm going to have to store it somewhere because I can't let go of it. It's too pretty. So I was thinking that might be a good way to
Kelly,
use it.
that's a fabulous idea.
Yeah,
Here's
it's a great
another
idea.
thing you should have in your laundry room. if you don't mind changing gears a little bit.
Sure.
Have a place like for your lost socks. I don't know about you.
I've got a drawer.
I've tried everything. I've tried the mesh bags or those little clips you put together. And it gets to the point where, okay,
Safety
let's
pin?
just buy
No?
new socks. Yeah, but
Yeah,
what
we
about
just
putting
buy
a
new
basket in there?
Yeah,
Well, I
I
have a
have
drawer.
one in my.
You have a
I
drawer, okay.
I have a drawer, but it's stuffed full. Where did these socks go? I don't just want to
Well,
what is
I
this?
have a
I thought it was
theory.
just
in there.
me.
I have
No,
a theory. I have a
Okay,
theory
I kept
about
it to
socks.
myself because I thought it was just me. Like, what is wrong with
No,
Why are my socks getting divorced? Why can I not get them back together again?
they're
There's some that are
escapees.
leaving.
All
They're
socks
not just
do-
divorcing, they're leaving.
Yeah, well, all socks want to find their way out. So the ones that are missing, they're escapees. So
Oh my God.
So when you only have one, the other one's actually escaped your house.
So it's actually gone. So you should just every
Gone.
once in a while I just say I give up and I throw a whole bunch of the onesies out.
Yes,
I just say-
and you buy new socks. Yep.
Well,
And
and then,
sometimes I even here's a tip. Sometimes not not the girls' little like decorative socks or something like that, but like my husband's maybe his workout socks like those Hanes or whatever. I put them on my hands and I dust with the solos,
that is
and then
such
I
a
just
good
throw them
idea.
out.
Such a good idea.
I just throw them out.
and
Or
then
if you're
just,
like my husband, close enough is okay.
Oh yeah, we're very casual.
Yeah.
with the
Okay,
socks.
they're both black. Maybe one has a ribbing, the other one doesn't.
no,
Close
I
enough.
can't, I can't do that for my husband. I mean, it would not be good if he gets to work and people think he's. Yeah. I can't put those navy socks with the black ones. So, and that's the other thing. Boy, you better put those together when you've got plenty of light because it's so hard to tell.
And I just have one more little tip. Make sure that you clean your dryer vent.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, will you put the link to your little
Dryer
what
vent
is it?
cleaner, you bet.
Dryer
Absolutely. A lot of home fires are caused by people not cleaning their dryer vents.
And don't go off and leave your house with your dryer running
Oh, I do
or
that.
your washing machine.
Oh, I do that too.
I got to change my ways.
Me too.
I'm just
Is the dishwasher okay?
You're not supposed to do that either.
You're really not supposed to leave anything.
Yeah.
No.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, because if it somehow springs a leak, you could have water everywhere, and then with the dryer, there's a fire hazard. So
That's true.
I'm
You're
just
very
saying.
Anita, thank you for that reminder.
To remember that we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Hey there. If you're loving our podcast like we're loving our podcast, we would love you to rate and review us. Head to iTunes to do that. It's easy and it would mean so much to us.